Myford University Podcast, episode 50. Going to discuss Porter's value chain, effectively how to use and perform a Porter's value chain analysis. Welcome back to the Myford University Podcast. I'm George Sloan. We believe in skipping the fluff, ignoring theory for theory's sake, and focusing on what actually moves the needle in business, careers, and strategy. Today's topic is one of the most underused but incredibly powerful business tools out there, Porter's value chain analysis. Going to help you figure out how to find, fix, and maximize profit in your business. If you're familiar with Porter's 5 forces, we have an article on Myford University about that. You should go check it out. That looks externally. The value chain analysis looks internally. So before you tune out because you're thinking this sounds too academic or too old school, don't. Because this is one of the smartest ways to analyze, optimize, and scale a business. It's not about selling more. It's not about cutting random costs. It's about understanding where your business actually creates value and where it leaks it. So take a moment here. Go check out the Porter's 5 Forces article, blog post, newsletter. You can see the video on YouTube, the Myford University channel, or you can go to the MBA Accelerator channel, which is the sub-channel that's more dedicated to the MBA stuff. Subscribe, give us a like, give us a share. Please do that now, and we're going to get back into it. So let's break it down. The Porter value chain analysis, the Myford way. We're going to go and talk clear. We're going to get real, and we're going to avoid the filler. So, number one question, what is Porter's value chain? Well, Michael Porter introduced the value chain in 1985. It is a framework that breaks your business into all activities that go into creating and delivering value to a customer. I didn't say product. I didn't say service. I said value. Because at the end of the day, you're solving a customer's problem and providing them value in terms of doing it. Okay? He grouped these activities into 2 buckets. I'm going to get right into this, folks. Primary activities, these are the ones that directly affect your product or your service. Here you go. Number 1, inbound logistics, getting materials in the door. Number 2, operations, making the thing or delivering the service, also known as fulfillment if you're dealing with service. Number 3, outbound logistics, getting the product to the customer. Again, also part of fulfillment. Marketing and sales. Number 4, creating demand and converting it. And number 5, service, supporting the customer after the sale. Again, a lot of fulfillment here. Then he also broke it out into support activities. These are the functions that enable the above things to happen. Number 1, infrastructure. This is management, it's planning, it's finance, you name it. Number 2, it's human resources. The hiring, the training, the retention of those human resources. Number 3, technology development. These are the tools, the systems, the R&D. Number 4, procurement. Buying what you need to operate. Together, these 9 activities form a chain, and every link either adds value to your offer or drags it down. I got your attention now. All right. So the value chain is effectively your blueprint to find where your business is strong, where it's weak, and where you can level up without just throwing more money at the problem. Throwing money at a problem sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. But why throw more at it than you have to? Sometimes very simple things do not cost a lot to fix. All right. Why does this matter? Most people try to increase profit in one of 2 ways. Sell more or cut costs. It's a fine approach, but it's a little bit lazy. Here's the real move. Map your entire business. See what activities actually create value, and then optimize, outsource, automate, and fix the rest. See what activities actually create value, and then optimize, outsource, automate, or fix the rest. Now, again, I refer you back to Porter's 5 forces, which is the external. This is the internal view. All of these things work together, and you get a better, more transparent, visible picture of your business inside and out. So let's go and talk about an example here. You might have a great product, but your support team is very slow. That creates churn, that kills word of mouth, and that erodes long-term value. Or maybe you're spending tons of money on marketing, but your procurement team is overpaying for the materials, quietly draining the margin. It's all interrelated. It's an ecosystem. You got to think of it that way. The value chain approach, Porter's value chain, lets you see the entire system. It's a holistic approach, not just one piece at a time. And in business, systems thinking is everything. I refer you to our article on systems thinking, available on Myford University. You can go see it on the YouTube channel, or you can go to the site and get it there. All right, let's give you a real world example. Let's use a coffee shop as a simple example. The inbound logistics, sourcing the beans, the milk, the cups. Operations, brewing, prep, cleanup, and service speed. Outbound logistics, in-store flow, the drive-through, mobile pickup. Let's talk about marketing and sales, loyalty cards, signage, daily deals. Let's talk about service. Hard to find sometimes these days. Friendly staff, fast recovery from complaints. Now, add in the support activities, HR, hiring, training, baristas, and retention. Technology, the point of sale systems or POS systems. Mobile ordering. Procurement, choosing vendors, negotiating prices. Infrastructure, the lease of the facility. Insurance, payroll, compliance. Look at all of those moving parts, and every one of them impacts the customer's experience and your profit. Any weak link can tank you, even if your coffee is amazing. Think about it from that perspective. You could be nailing it on and hitting home runs on one part of it and getting killed in another part. So let's talk about how to apply it. Here's how you do a value chain analysis on your own business, whether you're a solo freelancer, a startup founder, or a department head in a large company. Again, you can use it anywhere. Step number 1, map every activity. Take a look at what's going on. Write down every task, every function, every system in each of the 9 categories. Don't generalize, get specific. The more specific you get, the easier it is to find and diagnose what the problem is and be able to come up with a solution, right? So, for example, under operations, you might write code deployment or QA or quality assurance, QA testing. Might be delivery process. Under marketing, maybe you write small email funnel, webinars, social media. Sit down and break it down. Step number 2, rate each one of them. Ask the following questions. Is this activity efficient? Is it delivering value to the customer? Is it a cost center or a competitive advantage? Mark them with the following labels: strong, neutral, or weak. Step number 3, spot the bottlenecks and the waste. Where are you overspending? Where are delays happening? Where are things manual that could be automated? And just as important, what's working beautifully that you should double down on? Don't forget that. If something's really working well, can you do more and get more out of it? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Step number 4, fix or reconfigure. Look at your weak areas. Can you simplify? Can you automate? Can you outsource those things? Sometimes it pays to let a professional who's focused on it do that aspect. Can you reassign ownership? Should you invest in better tools or people? And for your strong areas, can you leverage them more? Can they be positioned as a differentiator? Yeah, we might be a little slow, but we brew it right. If we're doing to the coffee example, this is making me think. Um, for those of you who are movie fans, Michael Keaton was in a movie called The Founder, and it was about Ray Kroc and McDonald's. But it wasn't Ray Kroc that I'm getting at here. There was a scene when the McDonald's brothers were actually using chalk on the ground and worked on the workflow. If you go and watch that sequence in that movie, that might give you an idea of what some of this might look like. They worked on doing chalk flows and seeing how the work moved, and they tried to simplify and streamline everything. Good example of this. So this process is how you go from a business operator to a business optimizer. This is about process improvement. Okay, let's talk about a B2B or business to business SaaS example. SaaS being service as software. Okay, let's apply it to a SaaS business. Inbound logistics. You have your onboarding customer data. Super important. Operations, software development, and release cycles. Most software, you constantly get updates. Sometimes it gets to be annoying, but they're constantly improving it. Outbound logistics. Apps delivery, usually cloud-based. Marketing, website, SEO or search engine optimization. Demos, webinars. Service, live chat, help desk, onboarding support. HR, hiring devs or developers. Onboarding remote workers. You're going to look at tech. What are your analytics tools, for example? Procurement. What are your third-party APIs? Security tools. Infrastructure. Legal, finance, compliance. Let's say your support response time is 3 days. That's a major value leak. People don't want to wait 3 days. Everyone's into instant gratification. You've got to fix that. Or your product onboarding is clunky. Users churn before they even see the value. Fixing those 2 links could 10x your customer lifetime value. Again, you can't think transactional. You want to build a relationship so the customer keeps coming back and coming back and coming back. That's the power of value chain thinking. All right. When do you want to use this? Well, the answer is what you might expect. You can use this anytime, but especially if you are launching a business, you're scaling and you need systems, you're bleeding profit and can't figure out why, you're doing some strategic planning, or you're building out your OKRs or KPIs, objectives, key results, and key performance indicators. You're preparing for an audit, an investor pitch, or an acquisition. The value chain is not a one-time exercise. It's a strategic lens that you should revisit at least quarterly. Some do it all the time. Years ago, when I was in grad school, I worked for UPS, United Parcel Service, and they were very much into looking at how to make things more efficient. A lot of time and motion study, a lot of Frederick Taylor, if you're not familiar with him. I'll probably cover that in an upcoming post. All right, so we've now given you a picture of it. Let's give some final thoughts on this. Listen, most people look at businesses in terms of pieces. The best leaders look at the whole machine. And that's what it is. You have to take a holistic approach. Porter's value chain analysis helps you do just that. It's one of the best tools to do the following: exposing waste, finding leverage, improving the flow, and strengthening your edge. Listen, at Myford University, we believe real strategy isn't just about buzzwords. It's about seeing clearly, thinking sharply, and acting decisively. This is one of the many tools that can help you do that. So if you haven't already, map your value chain. Try it out. Look at what's really driving results and what's dragging you down. Don't just grow your business. Build one that works at every level. And this tool can help you do that. All right. That's it for this episode of the Myford University podcast. Please sign up, subscribe, give us a like, give us a share. I'm George Sloan. I want to thank you. Remember, learn it fast, apply it faster, and we will see you the next time.